In the previous lessons, we've walked through all of the basic fundamental core concepts of how to use and work with JavaScript.
This video is brought to you by EpiPy's Academy.
So everything from functions, variables, loops, conditions, and a whole lot more, showing you arrays, how you can work with arrays. And now it's up to you to practice the code, try it out for yourself, and combine it and really make some functionality happen with your source code within JavaScript. Now there's a number of ways to practice JavaScript, and the good thing about JavaScript, all you need is essentially a browser to run JavaScript, and there's a very number of different ways that you can actually create JavaScript code. So you can do it within an HTML page, or you can link to it, as I've done within this lesson, where we're simply linking to a JavaScript file, so app.js, linking to the JavaScript file, bringing it into our HTML. So we're still always using that HTML file and running that within our browser. So we're always using index.html, and essentially that's just rendering out all of that JavaScript. Now actually with the JavaScript, there are a number of other places to practice it. So there are some online resources where you can write JavaScript code, such as CodePen.io. The editor that I'm using within the course is Brackets.io. So this is a free open source text editor available from Adobe. So if you are looking for a text editor, or if you're looking to use the same one I used within the course, this is available at Brackets.io. And also at CodePen.io, you have the ability to create some code and actually see the output rendered out here directly within your view area there. And this is the same thing, where a great place to practice JavaScript. So notice that you don't actually have to link out to the files. You can tidy it up, so it gives you the ability to clean up that code. And if you're wondering where the console log is here, you can output through console. So we've got the console button there, and you can see the same information as I was seeing within the console. Now one thing to keep in mind when you are on CodePen, that it actually does trim out some of the code. So always not ideal if you've got quite a lot of stuff that you're outputting within the console. The other thing to keep in mind, that every time you do an update within your JavaScript, it's going to re-render that code. So keep that in mind when you are working, or if you are working with CodePen, that it is rendering that out. So again, the most important thing to take away from the course is that to practice JavaScript, the more you practice it, the more you start combining different functionalities, different core functionalities that we've gone over within the course, the better you can become at JavaScript. And also, don't be afraid to experiment, to try out different things, see if you've produced some errors, see if you can troubleshoot and debug those errors. It's all part of the learning process, where you become more and more familiar with what JavaScript does and how you can utilize JavaScript within your web applications. All of the source code has been included that I've gone through within the lessons, so you can try it out for yourself, copy, paste it in to something like CodePen or within your own editor, try it out for yourself and see what you can make happen with that code.